Welcome, everyone. Hope you're doing well. We have discussed all of our weather, so we're all caught up on that. We're moving to a couple people's houses for the week, and then maybe I'll come home. But yeah, we still get our work done because that's how you do it when you have horses. But what we're going to talk about today, I have one announcement. Do you want me to tell you what your assignment is for this week? Okay, let's do that first then. So I'm going to do a screen share. Hold on. We'll go there. Let's see here. Move that out of the way so I can see what's going on. All right, so we're going to do, this is your, no, that's in the way, isn't it? This is your clinic. So we just did the neck assessment, crest pull, crest ring, and crest roll. As you notice, I changed the order of those. So now we're going to do the neck jiggle, the rhomboid rub. And if you have memorized my entire clinic, you'll know that the whole neck rub is new. I just did that video and posted it about 20 minutes ago. So we're doing a whole neck rub. Okay? And that's new. You haven't seen that before. So it was interesting when I was going over this clinic that I didn't tie it all together. So the whole neck rub is tying it all together, and I feel real good about it. What I think we should do actually is probably move the neck lateral flexion up to right here. That would make more sense because that's down here in the bonus section, lateral flexion. So maybe that will be next week. We'll do the lateral, although we kind of just did it a while back, didn't we? But lateral flexion should really go at the end of the neck stuff because you have loosened all the neck muscles up. Okay. And then the real topper, the one that actually takes care of more stuff than anything else, I think, is the neck lateral flexion. Okay. I solve more problems with that than I do with individual work. Okay, so if I know that the rhomboid is tight, then the crest pull, crest ring, crest roll are great. If I know that, kind of like the underneath of the neck is tight and the whole neck doesn't move as one, the neck jiggle is great. Rhomboid rub is very specific to the rhomboid. Whole neck rub is great to kind of loosen it up, introduce it to your horse, get all the different areas. The whole neck rub you also get to kind of feel the entire neck and get an idea of what you're feeling. Okay, so you rub the whole neck back and forth and do some circles. One, your horse is going to tell you where it's tight. Two, you're going to feel where it's tight. Okay, so that's nice. That's nice to do that whole area. And then kind of go do some individual work. And then I would finish it off with the neck lateral flexion. Okay, because that's going to give you all the range of motion that you need. Okay. So what we're going to do is the neck jiggle, rhomboid rub, and the whole neck rub. All right. Okay, so stop share. Let's go over, actually, I saw a nice one I want to take a look at. It's Adobe. And I think my comment on Adobe was, yeah, here it is, was you could do this on this horse all the time. So
Yeah.
let me do screen share again. Hold on. Share screen, share. Here's Adobe. Can you guys see that? Whoops,
Yep.
That's not what I wanted. Big. It doesn't want to get bigger than that. There we go. Okay, so this is Adobe. Now, looking at this horse, he's got this huge, chunky, crusty crest, right? You guys have probably seen those where they get kind of chunky. So what you want to do is you want to break that up with the crest ring. You know, start with the crest pull so they get kind of used to that idea. That loosens them up to the, look at his face. He's like, that's good stuff. And then the crest ring and then the crest roll. That's what's going to do it. Loosen this sucker up right here, this chunky part. Now, what I really like to do with horses like this is keep doing this on them, you know, twice a week probably, because you don't want this area to get chunkier. It gets like hard, you know, and it almost becomes this like mass, and it's just fat and tissue. So you want to do this one with him pretty regularly to keep that loose, soft, and supple. Does that make sense? So anytime you have a horse that has this sort of neck, this is probably like a insulin resistance or something like that, right?
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, yeah. So anytime you have a horse like this, with this going on, you want to do this breaking up of that chunkiness and keep their neck soft and supple. He even looks kind of tight right here. Okay. Because what it does is it just tightens their entire neck down, so it makes it like they can't move. You know, so instead of him being able to do this, he's doing, you know, he's just not going to be able to move that neck very much. Also, what works really good is pounding. You got to pound this whole area, pound it out, and then break it up, pound it out, break it up, pound it out, pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it, pound it. Okay. And I mean, that can kind of transfer also back to, they normally get real chunky back here too. So you can pound that on their glutes. So with these guys that get this sort of, you know, body going on, you want to break those areas of chunky, you know, fat or tissue up. That helps them out, keeps them good. Keeps them having a full range of motion, or like a fuller range of motion, especially when they get older, because they're already starting to get tight from that. Okay. All right. Any questions on that?
He's a workout.
Yeah, he is.
I mean,
No doubt.
that crest is probably, you know, that big. And
Oh,
just
yeah.
to get my hands around it. Actually, it's improved because it's getting shorter.
Yeah,
You know,
I noticed that.
it used to be his whole neck. So now it's shortening up until it's just kind of that middle. But yeah, you could do it every day.
Yeah.
He's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I've worked on horses like that for sure. I know what it feels like, you know, already. So yeah, it's just the more you can do that, the more you'll help them out long term. Thinking longevity.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? I was just scrolling through here to see what else I had. I liked, you know, Buckaroo was doing the old head down, right?
Yes.
Avoidance.
Mhm.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. They'll come around. I like that about halfway you know, brought them back up and said, okay, now we got to get down to business. And that's good. So give them freedom, win their trust, you know, have that relationship. Yes, I know, I understand you want to keep your head down. I got you. But, you know, after that, we got to get down to business for a little while. So you got to toughen up and deal with it for a little bit and then give them freedom back again. So you got baby brain going on and extrovert.
Yeah.
So work with them. No problem. That was good. Okay. Any other questions? I just approved Nancy's working on why'd I forget his name? Why'd I forget my baby boy's name all of a sudden? Rembrandt. No, not Rembrandt. What's his name?
Kingston?
Yeah.
Kingston?
Kingston. Yeah. So let's take a look at that. Right. Let's take a look at Kingston right now. Which one is this? Did you do all of them?
I if it's the one I just uploaded, I did
Yeah.
this, all of the homework.
Okay, let's watch that one then. Screen share. Here we go. Everybody see that? He's a big old beast, isn't he? Oh, he just got some applesauce. I think you had wrote that in the comments.
Right.
There we go. So she's doing a crest pull toward her. That looks really nice. Yeah, see how his head kind of goes with it? That's nice. That all moves equally too. Gets a little tighter down there toward the wither. That's normal. Oh, got him. Got him on the ring. He goes, that was crazy. I'll bite you. There we go. Beautiful.
He's probably looking for a treat.
Yeah. There. Okay, not too bad on that lateral flexion, right, guys? So that's where he maxes out, right? Oh, he's like, I'll try harder. That's pretty good. So you can improve upon that lateral flexion, though. He's like, oh, she got me. My leg feels funny. That's a nice release. Mm-hmm.
You got a lot.
Do you see how that neck's nice and equal, though, as he turns? That's just something that caught my eye. So it's a nice turn. Good. That looks good. There. Did you see he improved his own lateral flexion? Did you guys see that? So he started here. That's where he was maxed out at. And then she's working this crest and loosening his neck up, and all of a sudden he's back here now. And that's also like the third time he's done it. So see how I say in lateral flexion, do it 3 times? He's like, come down here and scratch my chest a little bit.
And
Jeremy's
I
in
did.
the house. We see you, Jeremy. You don't get to slide by in the videos anymore. Yep, you're part of the group. There, I like that firmness, Nancy. That's good. There, got him again. Excellent release. Yeah, I would have done that too. That's funny you just did that because he wants his chest rubbed and slapped. Very good. That's what happens when you start doing this body work. Start knowing he goes, oh, what'd you stop for? Yeah, Nancy, send him to my house. I need to work on him a little bit.
I see that.
Georgia would be like, did you bring another gelding here? There, that's nice. Good pull. That one's hard, isn't it? It's hard on the body. That looks good though. You guys see how that moves real equally? Like it jiggles, jiggles. It doesn't like lock down in any area down the neck. So that's good.
Look at his eye.
Yeah, like, oh. So it's funny because he didn't get like that for the other ones. But what I like to think about is you're going against gravity. When you're doing the crest pull, you're going against gravity and they just don't get that sensation very much. So same with the legs, when you go up the legs, they're like, oh, that feels really good. Or when you're doing like up the scapula instead of down, I like to go against the ribs instead of with them. You get that kind of odd sensation that they don't have very often. So you'll get a nice release out of them there. Oh, does he have some hives or something?
Yeah, he's got allergies. He's better, a lot better than he was. I mean, better this year than he has been. But yeah,
Oh, okay. Do you know what the allergies are?
no. We've
No.
fought it for years
Yeah.
and years. And we're giving him lysine this year, and that's making a difference.
Oh, okay, good. See, look how nice his neck looks, you guys. It's pretty soft and smooth and supple, right? So we don't have any lines. You can't see the rhomboid. I would like it to plug into the shoulder a little bit better. I'll pause it when I have a better chance, but that neck looks really nice. How old is he, Nancy?
He's 20.
Oh, wow. Excellent. So do you guys notice it does not go this direction as well? When she pulls this way, it's tighter. That's tight right there. There. Oh, yeah. He says, oh, it is. So it was fine going the other way, the direction of the mane, but it's tighter right there. So you have some tension right here. There. And then it loosens up a little bit right around the rhomboid insertion. Excellent. Good. Let's see lateral flexion this direction. Oh, he's tighter.
Yeah.
Right? He looks a little deep. Oh, Nancy and
saw
I
it.
were on the same brainwave. I said he looks a little dehydrated, and then she pinched him right when I said that. It's funny. Yeah, when you see wrinkles on their neck like that, they're a little dehydrated. So I do the pinch test like Nancy just did. It should snap back, and if it doesn't, they're dehydrated. Oh, you're gonna get karate chopped, buddy. Yep. So this direction, I would do the crest pull, and I would just pull it. I would pull it to the point where he's like, stop. Stop pulling it, because it's still jammed. It hasn't loosened up yet. Feels that. See how, did y'all see that? That turn right there? That needs to be loosened up, and I think it's right there on the other side. So lateral flexion and hit that upper neck there. Okay, Nancy? So right
Okay.
here. He's kind of jammed. Did everybody see that? How he's turning his head funny? You see the difference in the way, so he goes that way just fine. Watch how he does it this direction. He goes,
Oh,
okay. That's him skipping over a stuck vertebra right there. And it's right here on this, right? It's right there. Do you guys see how it's really bowed? Ooh, that was a good example. Hold on. We're going to do it again. Okay, good, good, good. Oop, he's stuck. Oh, there he
oops.
goes. Okay, pause. Oops, shoot. Hold on, pause. Okay. Can you see how it's more bowed here and flat right here?
Yep.
Okay, so it's flat here because this cervical vertebra is not doing its job. And then this one has to work for it. So this one's doing the work of this one up here. So lateral flexion of the upper neck to the left needs to be worked on. That's why I like watching horses turn their own head, because he knows he can't do it. Do you guys see right there? That was really a lot. Right there. Okay. Do you see how much more this is working than it should be compared to this right here? This is still flat. This is still not turning. Okay. All right, keep going here.
You're not taking goggles to the river.
There is a release. Nice job. Oh, did he loosen his neck up?
Uh-huh.
When they self-adjust, they'll normally release just like you did it too. There, nice. Yeah, this side's tighter. Can you guys see? Right there, yeah, it's right there. Can you guys see the difference? The other side was loose. Yeah, I'd work that whole area right there, Nancy, right there. Yeah. And get a good hold on that neck and just pull that mane over. Just to this direction, though, the other direction's fine.
Like I do on Bunny, just pull it.
There, he might have fixed his own neck. Look at that. No, not quite, but close. It's better. And then loosen this up right here a little bit. Stick your fingers in there and ask him to turn his head around it.
He's going to sleep again.
Yeah, he's like, good night. That felt good. Okay. Any questions on any of those? Kind of cool. Did you guys see the next stuff I'm talking about? You know, so it's the same thing with humans, right? So if I'm going like, oh yeah, that's cool. Or then I go, right? You ever turn your head and then all of a sudden you gotta like use your arms to get the rest of your body around? Okay, so same thing with those horses. If they can't, if they go like this, no problem, one direction, then they go here and they go, oh, that's what he did, didn't he? He went up and over like that. And then remember Hannah's Pinto Peaches? How she kept going this direction, no problem. And then she went to go the other direction. She was like, yeah, here it comes. Okay, so anytime you see a horse turning their head, pay attention to, is it turning nice? Okay, is it nice and round? Should be the same shape. You know, when they turn their head, it should all be the same shape. Just like when you're riding them, their body should make that shape. Okay, you don't want their neck straight and then their rib cage doesn't move at all, right? So same with the neck, next part of that system as you're going around in a circle. And obviously you're gonna have a good side and a bad side. I already know, you know, I can't turn as far this direction. Okay. So yeah, everyone do that. Let's see. Let's see. To the right, to the left.
Well, I did it the other way.
You're right, my love. I'm better
You're
on the
right,
right
my
than
love.
the left.
Is anyone equal?
Oh, close.
No freaks in nature in this group, huh? All right. Yeah, it's hard to be equal. I've been working on it at the gym for a long time. This shoulder of mine also rolls forward and down. This one's like straight out and down. I noticed that in the gym when I was like, wait a second, what? Why is that shoulder like that? It's because I have a weaker muscle in this back here. Okay. I've heard farriers are really messed up with the work they're doing. They're all out of whack.
Yeah,
You know,
one-
certain jobs though, that's no joke. Certain jobs will get you for real.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, anyone who does, you know, if you're right-handed and your skill is one hand, you're gonna have something going like that. Drivers, people who drive a lot, they'll have issues. Okay. So, any questions on any of those videos?
I thought it was interesting with the wrinkles in the neck because I guess I've missed that in my education and I've never noticed it on my horses. So they must be hydrated, but I had never really seen that wrinkling on the neck.
Yeah, it's a good idea to just do that pinch test and know what a normal is for your horse, because horses are like people. Okay, some people stay pretty hydrated naturally. Some people, for whatever reason, are dehydrated a lot. And then change in climate, you know. So do the pinch test and find out where your horse is at naturally, and then you'll also notice that, you know, certain horses run more dehydrated. You have 4 to choose from, Leanne, so it's kind of nice. You
Yes.
know, if someone only has one horse, they've only had one horse their whole life, they only work with one horse, then, you know, they might not notice a lot of stuff. Okay. So it's just, you pinch the skin, it should come back. It works on humans too. So if your skin is not pinching back, you're dehydrated. Okay. Anything
thought-
else? Yep, go ahead.
I just said I thought I was old.
Nope, just dehydrated. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. Okay. Let's see, Nadine and Carol. I went over what we're doing this week. So I'll go over that real quick again. All right, did I shut that down already? Hold on.
Thank
No,
you.
I still have it up. I still have
Thank
it up.
you. Sorry I was late coming on. I was in another Zoom meeting right before this, and it was supposed to end at 5.
Yep, 10 lashes next time it happens. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so go to your clinic, and what we're gonna do, we just did the crest. Can everyone see that? I need to double
Yep.
check.
Yeah.
Okay, crest pull, crest ring, crest roll is what we just did. The next one we're gonna do is the neck jiggle. Okay, so that's gonna be top and bottom. You're gonna try to go the opposite. It's gonna give you some information. The rhomboid rub is specific to the rhomboid. And then the whole neck rub is a new one I just added. Okay, I just added this one. So this ties it all together. So that'll be fun for everyone to watch because it's new. So check those 3 out. And then, as I was saying, the best thing to do after you've done the neck is the lateral flexion. It's kind of the cherry on top. So lateral flexion of the neck is really great to do after you've done all the neck affections. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Any other questions? Nancy and I are working on our outline for the grief healing hearts. So thank you guys for sharing that. If you think of any friends that could benefit from that, I'm going to probably kick it out onto some equine groups, like Washington State equine groups, and see if there's any interest. I have a lot of people talking about it, so I think it's going to be really beneficial and helpful for a lot of people. We've kind of all been through the loss of not only a horse, but probably another pet too.
And this starts
So
Wednesday.
mhm.
Starts
What's
this
that?
Wednesday. It starts
It
this
says
Wednesday.
the 19th,
Okay.
Wednesday, 17th.
17th.
17th. Cool. Because then I'm in town. I leave the 19th, and I was like, "What? I thought it was Wednesday."
Yeah, it'll be recorded like everything else too, so that'll be nice.
Also, I'm excited to start this grief because I just lost. I'm still stunned and shocked. My friend, her dad just murdered her mom. I don't know if you saw it on news. the Bonnie Lake, that was her dad. He texted her and said that he killed her mom, and she did a welfare check, called the police. They showed up, did a welfare check, walked in and found her mom deceased. And yesterday, that was on the 5th. And then yesterday, her kids' dad had passed away last week, and the services was yesterday. So she lost her mom on the 5th and put down or buried her ex, the kids' dad.
I mean, it doesn't
tough.
seem real.
No,
It,
I've
it just
been
doesn't-
kind of numb.
yeah, it's just
'Cause
weird.
I knew the
It's
mom, I
wild.
knew the dad, I know the whole family, and we've gone camping together.
Mm,
And my grandson goes to daycare with her kids, or did when they were little. And yeah, this was just like a total shock.
yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's awful. We live in a fallen world, that's for sure.
Definitely.
So it's not-
Okay, anything else? Carol's out there just slaving away. She's slaving away.
I just want to gloat about something if I can.
Do it.
Okay, I was told this horse had shoulder problems, and so I went and started doing an evaluation, and I couldn't find shoulder problems. But what I did find were major foreleg problems. Super heavy. The leg, each front leg weighed 500 pounds and could not get up more than 4 or 5 inches off the ground.
Oh my gosh.
So this is a young horse. He's probably still growing, but I spent probably 35 minutes just on each leg, and also adding in the pecs. And that horse hadn't been picking up the canter on the left side. So I left, I did my thing and I left, came back a day or two later, and everybody was just like, he was transformed. He was
Yay.
extending his forelegs, he was cantering on the left. And I just said, I didn't think it was the shoulder. I told him what I thought it was. I didn't know for sure, but I was really happy. You know, I actually felt like it built up my confidence, because I felt like I found something and I figured it out.
Exactly. That's awesome. And I mean, it's great to feel good that you just did something, but think about how that horse must feel.
Yeah,
Think about it. That is
definitely.
crazy. And we talk, it's funny how we talk, because we're always like, yeah, they can't pick up the canter. They can't pick up their front feet, man.
Mhm.
The canter, of course they can't pick up the canter. It's the little things that matter. Like if a front leg weighs 500 pounds, that's a problem, right? They should be able to pick up their legs. And we're like, well, they're not performing, like this and this. It's like, yeah, no wonder. And isn't that crazy? That leg work is insane, isn't it?
It was. It was really eye-opening to not only, I mean, I'm pretty strong, and I was having so much problem picking those legs up. And so I thought this has to be related to whatever the problem is.
Yeah. So one thing you want to do now is follow up.
I
Okay?
did.
Excellent. So what was the follow-up?
The follow-up was amazing. Completely different horse. Great range of motion on the front legs.
How much afterward was that?
Well, I saw him, I'm just saying, maybe 3 days after I did it, something like that, 3 days or maybe a little bit more. But I followed up with him, I asking questions of the people that were commenting on the shoulders. And then I went in and checked him myself, just to be sure that he was doing good.
Awesome. So follow up again.
I'm going to.
Right? So
Yeah.
you want to know what you want to know is, was that a one and done? Because it very well could have been. It could have been from who knows what. and it just got stuck. And then tension accumulated, and then he had to compensate, so it got worse and kind of spread. You came in, wiped it all out, he's not going to have that issue again. Or does it come back, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4
Mhm.
weeks? And that's something, it's information for you and for the owner, okay?
Right.
So always go back and check to see how they're doing. That's awesome. Very cool.
Kingston has been squaring off the front of his hoof. So
Dragging him?
yeah, he must be dragging him. And I'm wondering, and I haven't done many affections on him. He's a new kid on the block now. But I'm
Yep.
wondering, is it in his leg or in his shoulder? Like I said, I haven't done anything yet to try to find out. We'll get there, won't we?
Yeah, that's
Just
right.
ready
It's
for
not
the
too
horse.
far down the pipeline for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, that dragging is generally, is it front or hind? It's front?
front feet, both front feet.
Okay, yeah,
The right one's worse happens before the left one, but they both get squared off before the farrier comes again.
okay. Yeah, that's a pretty fast squaring off then.
Well, and we're on a 5-week schedule, so it is fast.
Yeah. Well, you'll find out. You're gonna narrow it down like Sue did.
Yep.
And then, you always want to check the, I mean, I'm gonna go off on something now, but fetlocks, so Sue said it was 4-leg, right? But sometimes
Yeah.
the fetlock is kind of jammed up, so they just kind of have to kind of bully their way through it, right? You got to narrow it down to where it's really at.
I'll check that because way back when we started this out, Bunny, she was locked up in her fetlocks. And,
Yeah.
it's like us when exercise class, the lady has us do this, and I'm thinking, well, that's what I do to the horse.
Yeah.
And like
Well,
this.
even, how much wrist flexion do you have,
Yeah.
Because I tried to do handstands and I was like, why can't I do this? And it was my wrist flexion. Like I can't do
Yeah.
that very well.
Oh, I can't.
So it's kind of crazy. All this weird stuff, So they get the same stuff.
Yeah, I'll check his fetlocks because that could be it.
Yeah,
Not will
lift
work.
that foot up and then, let's see, how would it be? When his foot's up, kind of see if it goes this way, up and down.
Right. And then
And then
I've
you'll,
tried to-
as you're kind of rocking that hoof up and down, when it goes up, you'll start feeling that it gets tight right here, right?
Okay.
Or it doesn't go down, it doesn't flop down the way it should. If it flops only to here, right? It should
Right.
flop down, flop up, flop down. It should have a
Right.
nice up and down movement. You can feel it go up the leg, up the cannon bone to the knee, so you can kind of gently rub that.
Yeah, I'll work on him. I'll check it out.
Yeah, definitely let us know. Videotape
Yep.
it.
Oh,
Okay, anything else? Leanne dropped off. She's like, I'm out of here. You hear her scream in the background.
She's coming back.
Yeah, she's like, don't go.
Well, I had an interesting, with doing our homework, the neck stuff. I didn't get to videotape because it turned out I was doing it on other people's horses, not mine.
That's right. That's
And,
how it works.
Yeah, I was at the barn and this horse pins its ears at everybody. I mean, she doesn't like you to touch her at all. And I walk up to her and I can touch her. And I reached into the stall and I started doing her neck and that neck roll rub thing. And she was wanting to she'd pin her ears and want to I don't like this. Don't touch me. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, I kind of like this. I kind of like that. And she brought her ears forward and she was sitting there and literally, because she'll strike at you, anything, this horse. And I just know there's more to that. And that I could look at her and see tension. So I was gently, and some of the tension she can't handle, you just put your hand, just touch her. And that's enough to just throw her off. And so almost every time I see her, I try doing a little bit because she's and I'm amazed at how much further I got with her when I did the neck and the stuff. And pretty soon she was like, okay, get this spot. She'd walk up and it's all, get me this spot. And so I started rubbing on that. And then she decided I'm walking around, turning around in the stall and going out. And so I can get her through the bars on the one side. And so I was reaching in and she was having me do her other side.
Yeah.
But that was more tense. And I found that just to be really interesting because I've never had a horse do that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then I worked Kim's again, right before the farrier came, and her horse, yeah, she wasn't as tense as before, but did a lot better. I did
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I'm assuming that horse probably has a ton of tension in her face and head.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, so she probably
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
even like her face touched. And that's
No, she'll
probably
bite.
what pisses her off, because what do people always want to do when they come up to a horse? Touch their face. It's always their face.
Mhm.
Okay. Georgia was the same way. She didn't want her face touched. And so I didn't touch her face for 6 months. That's fine. I don't care. She still doesn't really like it. Right. So you go to if you went to the hind end of that horse and started rubbing the glutes, that's how you can win them over real quick. Because
Yeah,
generally they get better as they go back, right? So start rubbing,
right.
they're gonna like that, and then you can go back up to the face and go, well, I could make your face feel good too. Okay,
Yeah.
and just
So I kind of went to the
start getting a
side.
little, yeah, get a pieces of that tension out. You can't go for the whole shebang right off the bat. It might be too much, but if you can get their around their eyes loosened up and their
Mhm.
forehead, maybe a little bit of their poll or their ears, that's going to make the biggest difference.
Yeah, and she's one of these, you can't touch her anywhere on her body, basically. She doesn't like to be, touch her, brush her, nothing. She just, you can, a lot of tension. But
Yeah.
I could and I found a spot on her side where I could work it. And then she was letting me, as I was relieving the tension. And it's like I was able to get around her eyes some, and her ears are forward. It's just I've had to go up and I kind of had to make her let me just for a minute, but you can't do nothing. Just touch, don't rub. And then each time adding just that little bit of rub. And so I've had to break it in little pieces every time I see her.
Yeah.
But she likes, if she's outside, she'll come up to fence running for me. Like,
Well,
come get,
that'll tell you something right there, won't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
But they keep her pretty much in a stall, and I just feel really bad for her. So I just
That
walk
sucks.
up. I know. Not my horse, but I just feel bad for her. So I walk up and do that stuff. And then I worked on Kim's, and then I did a little bit with mine, but I'm going to videotape this next time around.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool. I mean, that's kind of why we're doing it. You'll be winning, other horses' hearts.
Yeah.
I do have some other let me find it. Hold on. We'll end with this last little video. I just wanted to show an example of the difference between, who has, hold on, let me get back to the screen here. Who has, external horses or extroverted horses? Leanne. Wanda, who's extroverted of yours, Wanda? Unmute.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't get my cursor to follow.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a right brain extrovert. That Roan Gelding Cinder
Oh,
is
okay.
pretty extroverted. He's got a lot of go.
Okay. Nancy, do you have an extrovert?
Well, Kingston's really a left brain extrovert, and Raven, she will, of course, she's she's an extrovert too, but she's right on the line. She'll flip over into the right brain extrovert, so she can't quite decide which one she wants to be. But
Okay.
just to look at her, you'd think maybe she was an introvert, but
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
Nikita? I don't know what Nikita is.
Introvert from what I remember.
Okay.
Stoic.
and Bunny goes from an left
Yeah,
brain
she kind of
extrovert.
changes though, Nadine, too. Bunny?
She goes, yeah, she'll be in, especially used to be, she'd go to right brain introvert because she'd come right up here and want comfort, but she'll flip over into left brain extrovert. And she's getting more that way. Well, right now
Yeah.
she's not too much, but
I
she's-
definitely remember her being pretty introverted. I mean, just
Yeah.
so stoic, right?
yeah. She is a
Oh.
lot.
Yeah. So let me show one last little video. I just did this last one. Here we go. Let me pull this up. Okay. Screen share. So here's just, this is part of a video that you guys are going to see later, but I just think it's interesting that sometimes you have to really wait for them. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Jordan? Okay. All right, here we go. 3 times. So, you know, do a pull up, pull to the side, go to the other side and do a pull that way. Okay? There you go. Works pretty good. You guys might have seen this already. Horses give them a chance to release. Let's see. Back, walk away a little bit. This is my own horse.
This is the video seems to stuck, but I can hear the audio.
Oh, okay.
Exactly, same here.
There's the release. You got to do that with the stoic ones.
I did watch this video.
You got to wait.
Yeah, but the video's not playing.
Gosh
It's-
darn it.
Yeah, we can hear the sound, but the video is just a frozen picture.
Let me try the other. Now look at how relaxed her head is. See how it went down? Yeah, look. Okay. If you would play, that'd be great. All right, hold on.
Technology is horrible.
Screen share, try that one, share that. Okay, I wonder if it just doesn't like that. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
It's moving now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, there you go. Works pretty good. And then for super stoic horses, give them a chance to release. Turn your back, walk away a little bit.
Buckaroo would be biting me right now.
So, oh, yeah, for sure. You gotta do that with the stoic. So that was 7 seconds. You gotta wait. And that was a lick and chew and a head shake. There's Chester. Now look at how relaxed her head is. See how it went down? Okay. So check and see where your lick and chew again. Check and see where your horse's head is at when you begin, and then see where it's at when you're at the end. Okay. So it's just interesting. I mean, that's my horse. She's in massage videos, and I still have to turn around and give her space in order for her to release. So if you have those kind of introverted horses, and try it with all of them. So, you know, try it with Buckaroo. Just make sure you keep your hands over your butt so he don't bite you. Right? You know,
He's a lot
try
better.
it. Sometimes
When I
you'd be
first got him,
surprised.
if you turned your back to him, I mean, he would. Oh my goodness. But he's a lot better, but that doesn't mean he doesn't want to.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yep.
Oh,
So try that with your horses this week. Turn around, give them some space. I mean, I have to tell some people, like, turn and walk 4 feet, 5 feet. Okay. Sometimes horses, the really shut down ones, when I go outside the stall and I start doing the paperwork, that's when it happens. So that's a problem. That's a horse really holding on to too much tension. So next time I come back, it's not like that though. That's the good news. Okay.
yeah, I sometimes still see Ellie releasing like 5 or 10 minutes later, you know,
Absolutely.
kind of off by herself. Like I'm now can let loose, and
That's right.
she's
Very
just
normal.
taking a long time, but she's extreme introvert.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and I don't know, does it correlate with who the pack leader is? That would be interesting.
No, Bunny's the alpha
Yeah.
in my herd. But she learned from her mother, because her mother was too, but her mother was like her. She's really kind of introverted, but she's like, you just get away. I'm the boss. You know, I mean, she'll chase him away.
Yeah,
She's like, you're too close, and there she goes, and there they go.
yeah.
And
That
she's
would
the
be kind of
littlest.
interesting to watch and like get some data on it. I've never really looked at that before.
Well, when I had my old herd, Ellie was the low horse on the totem pole. And her prior herd, which was just across the road from me, she was low horse on the totem pole. But when my old other horses passed and I ended up getting these two young ones, you know, at the beginning they were real young and she would really lead them. But Buckaroo is just so,
Relentless.
yes. And when she was sick, I mean, he just bossed her all around. But now that she's better, I mean, her snake neck may be bad for her neck, but it's good for giving him a big old bite because she can do it just like a snake so fast. So she's starting to put him more in his place. But, you know, for about 2 years, she just couldn't.
Oh gosh, 2 years. That's a long time.
Well, I mean, she was sick
Yeah.
and then she got treated, but then it's just taken so long to get her body built back up, you know, the muscles and stuff. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. That's all I got for you guys. Any last questions, comments, concerns?
No. Nope, I'm good.
My Rose was having a standoff with a doe in the yard, and I've seen those does just really pound the dogs, and I just
Ooh.
really didn't want her to have that education yet, so I had to open the window and tell her to sit
Yeah.
and
Don't
watch
learn
the.
that the hard way.
Yeah, so when she's out with my husband, he tends to let her do anything and doesn't pay attention, which is fine, but I saw her with the deer and I did not want her to be pounded, so.
No, not at all. All right, guys, you got your homework. Shoot some videos in. What I'm gonna probably do, because I'm getting a lot of videos, is I'm either gonna comment or I'll do a voiceover. So just kind of keep an eye out for that. I'm behind because of the holiday. And then try to keep them at like 5 to 7 minutes so I can get through them all. Okay.
All right.
All right. You guys have a great week.
Thanks,
You
Erin.
too, thank you.
Thanks.
Welcome. Good
All
job.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.